The thing that I'm excited about this is it's going to give us the ability to track, manage our business where it'll be easy to implement and also grow with it.
Welcome to GraceBlocks Unlocked, where we'll delve into challenges and unlock solutions for our customers using GraceBlocks. In every episode, we'll bring you a unique story, that customer's challenges, and their path to finding a way. Today's episode is about CRM, or Customer Relationship Management. We're going to be visiting with the team at AutoSam based in Memphis, Tennessee. They are the leading facilities maintenance provider, keeping thousands of restrooms fresh throughout the United States. Let's take a look.
The dream is the system will streamline our service route process in that the monthly manual review of the service guys' routes goes away. Like, for instance, today I got an email. They'll send in their sheets at the end of the month, and we have to manually go through each account and make sure it's correct. And if there are changes, we have to go back into our access database and update it. And then we also have to go into the billing and update it. And a lot of times we bill at the first of the month, and if they don't service an account until the 21st of the month, that customer may have already paid the invoice and they had added 2 more units. Just streamline the whole process for the internal team and for the guys in the field.
All right, so Brooke, I have gotten your data. Okay. I got the export of your customer data from the Access database, as well as your data from QuickBooks.
Okay.
I hate to ask, but we're going to geek out for a little bit while we go through the different tables here that I'm envisioning for how we would structure your data. Do you have a mobile phone with you?
Uh-huh.
Why don't you go ahead and install the GraceBlocks app?
Alrighty. Hang on one second. iOS.
Okay.
All right, I'm in.
Awesome. First up, we'll look at service route visits, which I'm starting at the top where a rep would, and then we'll go back under the hood as we go down. I've got your route visits in here. You would start things at a status of upcoming. And this is the rep's view. I've got a couple of other views here that are bookmarks. Your view would look more like this, prep view, which is going to move everything into mass update spreadsheet mode, which I wouldn't recommend giving to your reps. So we'll disable that when we go into the security settings so that they are looking and can go on one record at a time. These are the visits where the meat of the work is going to happen for your reps. Click that confirm visit details. This is the button that they would use pre-populating everything.
Is there a way to notify me if something has changed in any of these fields?
So do you want to build that together?
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay. Product count changes. Multi-select.
Just above.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that would be just yes and no.
Mm-hmm.
Now we need to make it mandatory.
Remember where you do that?
On the form.
You got it. And yep.
So okay. Here.
I think so.
Yeah. And then mandatory. So this is the home side. Come in, you have, a little welcome screen. It tells you about what the point of it is. And then over here is all the information. So our QuickBooks accounts, our contacts tied to our accounts, it's robust. Here's our accounts in QuickBooks. Everything's in here. We won't have to go check QuickBooks for something, go check a database for something, go check an email for something. It'll all be in this one system. You can go in and find what you're looking for, and then it'll have connections. I see everything. I can see if they're active. I can come in here and change this to say they're on hold or they're canceled or whatever. So we will manage all of that in this view. I'm happy with it as far as this office side goes. It's going to make my life much easier.
Hey, Brooke, why don't you show the rep view?
Yeah. So this would be on their phone. This is just on the computer, but it shows this is the address just to make sure I'm at the correct place. Here's what they have. They have one other 2, 3.0, 6, 7.0 is a SOC, whatever. So they'll go in, they'll verify that they've updated everything. And then right here is where they will tell us, did you make any changes? You continue, and then it comes in here. This is where the customer will acknowledge. And that's where all this will go. Instead of the guys having to write it on the form and Carrie and I trying to read their handwriting and having to ask, it'll be typed in by the client right here. And so it just kind of, it takes away the need for all the paper process, but also streamlines too.
So this is the default view that that they're going to land on, is going to look something like this while they're out in the field. They're only going to see in this list their visits. So they only get their assigned ones on this list. They cannot edit the records directly here in any way other than by deciding to update. So they can scroll and see things in a column-based view. Yeah. Or they can just click on a single record, look at it this way. And then the main thing they need to do is click the button, either from that prior page, this button here. And when you're ready to say, okay, I've just serviced the client, you're going to click the button. And this form is going to pre-populate with everything you just saw. So you don't have to enter anything or change numbers unless something is different from what it was last month, just like Brooke was showing you. And that is their job. Their job is to submit this form for the customer. And then that's what updates the status, lets Brooke know it's done. So, yeah.
Can I raise my hand? I am blown away. Blown away. I mean, y'all, this is, I just so you know, I've been in medical device for 30 years. So I had extensive CRM work with like Salesforce. And for us, that was too expensive, you know, for what we need. And to me, you know, the fees were too expensive. It's too much. So we tried to own CRM, which was a colossal failure for a sundry of different reasons. But I think the thing that I'm excited about this is it's going to give us the ability to track, manage our business where it'll be easy to implement and also grow with it. To me, this is something we're going to be able to grow with that is even better than Salesforce for what we need. So I'm super excited and super impressed.
Yeah. And the one other thing I didn't mention, the sales guys will have, if Shannon, for instance, will see all the accounts assigned to anyone we tag him to. So Sam's accounts, Frank's accounts, whoever in the field, and he will be able to actually go in and see their last month's invoice. It's called a Zapier Zap. And it pulls in, it talks to QuickBooks and then pulls that invoice in at closer to the end of the month. So we make sure there's no changes. And then that invoice lives in the attachments on the account record. And Shannon can go in there instead of texting me or calling Nora or, you know, reaching out to Carrie. Hey, what's the last invoice for this customer? He can just go into the system and pull it up and look at it himself right then. So that won't be something the reps can do because we don't, you know, that's just a level of security that's above their head, but it'll be great for those guys too.
I'm thoroughly impressed.
Awesome. Thanks. We've worked hard on it.
I can tell. I'm blown away.
Well, we're excited for the team and what it's going to do for you guys, for sure. All right. Well, visit GraceBlocks.com if you're ready to start building stellar systems quickly yourself. I'm Mary Grace Hennessy, CEO of GraceBlocks. Thank you for joining today's episode of GraceBlocks Unlocked. See you next time.